So while that memory of the canvas is in your mind, yes, I drew those blocks and told different parts and all, but there's always a sequence. I don't want to get you to get lost in chicken and egg story. The steps that you take, money first. Always identify the revenue streams first, because that's your goal. Do not try to identify the revenue streams lesser, because then you will be planning your key activities in a lesser way. You plan whatever it takes to take the market, not the other way around. Don't do what you can and then think, how will I make money out of it? That never works. I believe in this part. That automatically leads to what are the key resources you need. Then comes the part of specifying the key activities, detailing it down to the dot as far as possible. You can never detail it, but we should always try to know that we have documented and put down whatever we know best till that stage. This is the third most important thing, because without these things, doing this is meaningless. Budgeting comes after this, somewhere in between. Then detail out the cost structure, because you have made sure that you have covered all possible streams, you have looked at the key resources, you have specified the key activities, and you are doing the detailed cost structure. Now it makes sense. Then put budgets. You may have to look at the budget and then go back and say, okay, I can't do these things. Let it be a conscious decision. When you study English, most of you try to write the summary first. You know why that doesn't work? Because you are supposed to write the essay first, and once you write the essay, the hidden knowledge, the intuition, all of it is ingrained in you, then it becomes easier to write the summary. If you try to write the summary first, you'll essentially have to rely on someone else's work. You can write the summary of someone else's essay. You can write the summary of someone else's book. But for your own thoughts, you need to write the essay first. This is the essay and this is the summary. And you continuously keep on doing this part, especially these 4 steps. After you have sure, then go ahead and establish key partnerships. If you are half-baked, if you are half-cooked, if you have not thought through things, you would not exude the confidence which will make people want to partner with you. So people try doing this first thinking, yes, set ho jayega to wo baad mein kar lenge. Doesn't work. At least the thesis has to be very clear in your head. So what you hear everyone talk about great entrepreneur is, they were very good communicators, they were easy communicators. It didn't come easily. They were great communicators because they thought through all these things. It was all in their head. Unless it's in your head, you cannot communicate. You can articulate something on the fly. You can be smart, but you can't communicate. Communication is not exactly smartness of talking. It's not the articulation of what is there. That's the reason orators are different than speech writers. In politics, you see that so often. And sometimes the politicians reading out don't even know what they're reading, but they're just orating it out. But the guy who's written the speech actually has, whatever, he may be right, wrong, but he's gone through a thesis, he's got a clear communication objective, he's taken in all the inputs and written it. That's the difference of all the things. The great leaders, the great political ones, the statesmen, they wrote their own communication. They didn't rely on anyone else. That's how you still remember them. That's why some speeches stick out. And those who speak from the heart, from their own experience, they connect with you more because they have been there, done that. That's why you believe them. So you believe someone more who has played tennis, even if his articulation is broken, than a tennis commentator who's never played tennis. And you may appreciate that other person for something. Let's take a case of, let's say, Tendulkar and let's say Harsha Bhogle. Harsha Bhogle has played some cricket, but not at that level. He is able to analyze it. He is able to tell that. But how often do you agree or disagree with him? But do you agree or disagree with Tendulkar? Never. But you do feel that, oh, you could have done that, you could have done that. That's different. That's critical on the idea. But you are not ever doubting the merit. So once you have made yourself undoubtable about the merit, right, wrong doesn't matter, but the fact that you are convinced and thought through, that's what matters. The intent, the heart, that's what makes it, the key partnerships work. So I suggest that you always do these homeworks before you go on to forming key partnerships. Now key partnerships, even your key employees, even the co-founder you're going and asking to join, they are also key partnerships. A part of, and doesn't mean that once you have done key partnership, you are not going back to any of these. You will go back along with them. But you are basically saying, I have a clear hypothesis, I have a clarity of thought, I have done my groundwork, I am serious, man. Then the other person respects what you're talking, and the chance of matching and getting the partnership through succeeds. Nothing very different from dating. Unless you are sincere, it doesn't work out. You both flirt and then you go on. What is a value proposition? That's very important because that's what will help you identify anything. Every WH word you can think of. What, why, who, how, where, and in your language, what the hell, WTF, whatever, I can't say that. But that's what you express, right? What is the WTF feeling I give when people use my product? When I surprise them, how do they say are they saying, what the hell? Or are they saying, what the hell? What do you want? So that is a value proposition. What are you making the person say? Is he really liking what you're doing? These two in combination forms the next big important step of when you're actually getting into business. We'll stop here, take a short break, sink it in, and then we'll go on to some more theory and interesting things. Thank you for being there.